Hello everybody. I appreciate you guys watching today's video. I wanted to give you an update, I should say, of the 2026 hurricane season, of course, and then also what is happening here in the United States, locally in the Midwest, where there's some chances of enhanced severe weather, as you guys are seeing on the chart or in the photo there. Certain sections need to be paying attention today, and some parts of northern Texas. But specifically, the worst part, it's going to be sections of Colorado, like west and northwest, northeast, I should say, east and northeast Colorado. And then, of course, some sections of extreme southeast sections of Wyoming. But for the most part, the majority of the severe weather out of five levels, you guys are in a number 3. So there's a potential chances of course, isolated tornadoes, larger hailstones in this area that is shaded orange. And now let's take a look at the discussion real quick so you guys can have a better idea. Severe thunderstorms capable of producing 2-inch plus diameter hail, 75-mile-per-hour winds gusts, and isolated tornadoes are expected from the central high plains into parts of southern plains today into tonight. Scattered damaging winds are also should occur with thunderstorms across southeast Virginia and eastern North Carolina. So basically, even though the worst part is definitely going to be in Colorado, but you guys, and you guys can see that right there, extreme east North Carolina, you guys are in for some severe thunderstorm. But the concerning part for the most part is the orange part there that you guys are seeing, because this is most likely going to spawn up some tornadoes today. Now, let's take a look and see what is happening in the tropics. Quick update on El Nino. El Nino continues to get stronger and stronger. You guys can see it in this chart, where, like I've mentioned before, the higher the plus number, the stronger El Nino is, meaning more favorable conditions and warmer sea surface temperatures. Now, this 3.4 area is basically everything you guys are seeing here, which is on the dark orange and reddish color. It just keeps getting stronger and keeps getting worse. Now, that is bad for the Pacific, but is better for the Atlantic. The stronger El Nino gets, the more it's going to suppress activity here in the Atlantic. Now, let's take another look and see what is happening according to National Hurricane Center. Now, no activity is expected here in the Atlantic or the Gulf or Western Caribbean or Caribbean in general. But for the Pacific, there's a couple areas that the National Hurricane Center is watching there. The good thing about it is not going to affect anybody if it actually develops. So what is happening with those areas? Well, the National Hurricane Center is giving it a 40 to 60% chance of development within the next 7 days. In other words, it is not concerning at the moment. Same thing for the 7 days. So the 2 day and the 7 day, 40% chance, 7 day, again, about the same. So in other words, there's not a concern in the Pacific as of now. When we start seeing some concern is when these storms start getting, they start getting organized. That's what I meant to say. And then they start curving. That's when the issue becomes, because that is basically going to bring it way too close to comfort for some of the parts of Mexico, western part of Mexico, Baja California, and potentially California. But nothing to worry about as of right now. Now, let's take a look also at an update here for the conditions. Now, even though the models are not showing anything starting to develop or anytime soon, with the next 10 days, you guys can see based on the greenish color that over Florida and the Gulf of Mexico for the most, or the Gulf in general, Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, whatever you want to call it, in parts of Puerto Rico, north of Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti, and into the Bahamas. All that area is right now is favorable to support activity or intensification of a storm. But as you guys can see, extreme western part of the Gulf and also Western Caribbean is not. So basically, at this point, unless something kind of transitions from the Pacific into these areas, like into the Gulf or Western Caribbean and eventually into the Central and Eastern Gulf, nothing is expected to develop as of right now. Now let's take a look also at into the future, the MJO chart. Now this particular chart, again, brown means bad conditions or not good conditions for the Atlantic or the Pacific, and you guys are starting to see that the green starts to show up towards the end of July, middle to end of July. That's when conditions are expected to become more favorable. But as of right now, nothing to be concerned about here in the Atlantic or Western Caribbean in general. But nevertheless, I wanted to point this to you guys, bring some updates and to see what is happening in the tropics and in the Midwest. Again, you folks in Colorado, eastern part of Colorado for the most part, and in the Carolinas, Virginia, stay weather alert. Potential scatter severe thunderstorms, and then you guys in Colorado have a chance of seeing tornadoes. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Helps me with the algorithm so more people find this video, and hopefully you guys have a good day.